Hello, good day everyone. My name is Kareemullah and I'm from the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Convergence, and my lab name is AIoT Laboratory or USN Lab. The topic of my presentation is when AI fails, who do we blame? Attributing responsibility in human AI interaction. The title of the paper which I want to present is When AI Fails, Who Do We Blame? Attributing Responsibility in Human AI Interactions. This paper has been published in IEEE Transaction on Technology and Society in the year 2024, and it has been authored by Jordan Richard Schnorrer and Robert Thomas. Moving further, the content of my presentation includes introduction, background, experimental analysis, with some other techniques, and conclusion. Now, introduction. What is this paper about? This paper studies what happens when artificial intelligence fails in real world tasks. It tries to answer these key questions. Who is held for the failure? The human user, the AI system, or the developer system? How does trust in system change after success or failure? What kind of explanations do we prefer when AI succeeds or fails? These questions are important because nowadays, in every aspect of our life, AI is being used. So, this is important because AI is being used in critical areas like healthcare, diagnosing diseases such as cancer, tumors, and relatively those diseases which can be predicted. It can predict disease maybe after several years. Similarly, AI is also used in transportation such as self-driving cars, autonomous vehicles, semi-autonomous vehicles, just like nowadays we have Tesla, and in military operations as well, like drones and weapons. Nowadays, lethal autonomous weapon system is being used by the most of the countries to engage in warfare and improve their warfare facilities. Moving further, let us talk about some of the background on AI trust. Uh, trust Trust means that user rely on AI, believing it will perform tasks correctly. This means that the user is quite satisfied with the work of AI and has a lot of trust on the AI. So he trusts it and he don't predict that AI will be wrong. Second, some of the challenges in AI trust includes overtrust. People rely too much on AI even when it makes mistakes. This is a factor that people have too much trust in AI, and the mistakes that has been done by AI is being ignored. Distrust. People avoid AI even when it's better than humans. Like every person has his own mentality and his own thoughts. So some of them who trust AI, so their trust is too much, and some of them neglect AI. They don't want to use it, and they don't even have a short trust on AI. Now, responsibilities and attribution. Responsibility refer to assigning blame for outcomes, especially failures. Now, when AI fails, who can we blame? Can we believe the developer? Can we blame the developer? Can we blame the AI software? Or can we blame the user? We don't have any idea about it. There are two types of attributions: internal. Blame is assigned to the person or system directly involved, like AI or the user. These are the two factors or the two bodies that are being directly involved in the outcome of a scenario. Similarly, external. Blame is assigned to external factors that are environment and poor design. This means that they are targeting the developers who develop the AI system. Now, fundamental attribution error, that is shortly known as FAE, people often blame individuals, for example, the user, more than situational factors such as bad weather. So, these factors include some positive expectation, some risk acceptance, overthrust and algorithmic aversion, and influences task complexity, autonomy, and perception. By reading this paper, I came to the point that mainly these three questions are being researched, and the answer of these questions is being tried to find. Now, the research questions include: how is responsibility distributed among developers, operators, and AI? Who is the more responsible for AI being failed or some mistake done by AI? The second question includes: which explanation, mechanist, functional, intentional, are preferred? And the third question includes: how do individual differences like locus of control, influence, trust, and responsibility? Now, I would like to explain about locus of control. Locus of control is the thought that people with an internal locus of control, believing they could control their outcomes, and they blame the operator more. So this is also a factor that is being involved in this scenario. So these three questions are the fundamental questions that are being addressed in this research article. Coming towards the methodology and experiment one that has been conducted, uh, in this paper. So experiment one is the aim of experimental one is responsibility and trust in virtual and physical systems. To find out how people assign responsibility, trust, and choose explanation when AI systems succeed or fail. So this experiment involved 95 university students. Some scenarios were created in which AI success and failure in virtual and physical AI systems. Some of the tasks evaluate the responsibility of AI operators, developers, rate trustworthiness of each agent, and selected some explanation regarding mechanist, functional, or intentional. Moving towards the example scenario, how this experiment was performed. For example, coming towards the success, the AI drone successfully delivered a package to its destination. This is basically a simple question or simple scenario created to look at the response of the people, that how do they believe about AI, and how do they take AI when it fails, and when something wrong happens. So the scenario about the AI drone successfully delivered a package to its destination, and the failure is the AI drone failed to detect an obstacle and crashed. These two are the scenarios created. Now, task for participants. What the participants, the 95 university students, have to do uh, after reading each scenario, participant rated responsibility for three agents. Now, participants they make these three people or these three areas responsible for the AI failure, and these three were the options: the human operator, the AI system, and the developer. Rated trustworthiness for each agent on a 4-point scale. High trust, 1 is high trust, and 4 is high distrust. Selected an explanation type for the outcome. Mechanist explain how system works, for example sensors and software. Functional explains the purpose or goal of the system, for example the AI was designed to navigate obstacles. And intentional explain AI decision making process. The AI chose this action to maximize efficiency, and like this. So these factors are basically involved in this example scenario. At the right side we can see a sample stimuli from experiment 1. So this contain domain, type, and item. Domestic failure, military industrial failure, domestic success, and military industrial success. And the type is two of them are physical and the two of them are virtual. And some of the scenarios are also discussed in this, in which a smart home device can regulate the temperature of a home. A homeowner sets temperature to the warm home up prior to their return. When the homeowner returns, the temperature is still cold. Now, who is responsible for this? This is a kind of AI failure. The second AI failure is a drone has been developed to autonomously find hikers in a search grid. The pilot sets the drone to automatic. The drone fails to find the hikers and he dies. So this is also now a failure of AI. A new car has optional autopilot system. The driver activates the autopilot, the car completes its route and successfully brings the driver home. Now this is also a scenario in which AI is being successful. The third is a virus is developed to attack an um, adversarial country computers. A hacker sends the virus in an email. The virus only infects the system targeted by the country. This is a military industrial success, we can say that. So these factors, according to these factors, who is responsible for all of these outcomes? Now, results of these observation. First of all, responsibility ratings. Participant total responsibility rating often exceeded 100%. This means that they were assigned too much blame overall. They were assigning too much blame overall. And the trustworthiness rating, when AI succeeded, people trusted the AI more than the human operator. And when AI failed, trust in the AI dropped and trust in the operator increased. Now, the third factor that is being addressed is explanation preferences. Like from table 2, we checked we checked the previous table here. So here we can see that in success scenarios, people preferred functional explanations. For example, the drone purpose was to deliver the package. In failure scenarios, people preferred mechanistic explanation. Example, the drone failed because its sensor couldn't detect an obstacle. So after performing this experiment, the researchers had a vague result. Like they didn't have a proper idea about the who is responsible for the success or the failure. For example, they might say the operator was 50% responsible, the AI was 60%, and the developer was 40%, adding up to 150%. Developers were blamed more for virtual system failures, for example, software errors. Operators were blamed for more physical system error, for example, drone crashing. Trust uh, Trustworthiness ratings, simply when AI succeeded, people believed it more, and when AI failed, so people have less trust on AI. In success scenarios, people preferred functional explanation. So, here from the figure 1 and figure 2, we can see that the mean responsibility for failure, top and stress scenarios, bottom error bar presents standard error of the mean. And similarly, in figure 2, mean distrust for failure and success scenarios, error bars present the standard error of the mean. So we can see that for responsibility, in some parts the operator is being more responsible, in some part AI is being more responsible, and in some part the developer is being more responsible. So the total things, yeah, all of the things depends upon the scenario which took place. Coming towards the experiment 2, this involves how AI autonomy affects responsibility. The goal of this experiment is to study how responsibility changes when AI has different levels of autonomy or control. Like, for example, the autonomous cars, like category 1, category 2, or level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5 of autonomous vehicles. The setup and methodology of this experiment is to detect how much the trust in AI differs when the autonomy level is varied. The aim of this experiment is to study the autonomy levels. Participants are 100 university students. Scenario: failures while varying autonomy. Human in the loop or fully autonomous. Task is assigned responsibility across agents, developers, operating, and AI. Example autonomy levels: no, partial, and full. Evaluate trust and responsibility for each scenario. Now, coming to the example scenario, so we have 100 undergraduate students took part in this experiment. Scenario was created. Participant read scenarios about AI failure in drones and missiles with varying autonomy level. No autonomy in the loop, like human controls everything. Partial autonomy or human on the loop means AI makes decision but it is supervised by a human. And fully autonomy, human out of the loop, AI acts independently. Example scenario, like we can see in the table 2, that the AI drone failed to avoid a collision because its GPS malfunctioned. And according to the missile, a missile misidentified a target due to sensor failure. Task for participant: read rated responsibility for the operator, AI, and developer. Evaluate trustworthiness for each agent. Answer question about the AI accuracy and the personal experience with AI. So we can see from the table 2 that an Opion drone was flying over country of CVCV. The drone operator sets the drone to fully automatic, allowing him to attend to other duties. The drone crashed into a mountain top. Now this is a example of fully autonomous structure, or we can say that here there is full autonomy, no human is being involved in this. The partial autonomy, we can see that an opium drone was flying over the country of CVCV. The drone operator sets the drone to optional user override, allowing to intervene if there was an issue. The drone crashed into a lake. Now, who is responsible? Because here we can see that the drone was not fully autonomous. And when no autonomy, if the drone operator sets the drone to decide each of the drone actions, the drone again crashed into a forest. Now in this case, who is responsible for this crash? And this scenario was being judged or was being observed by the student of the university. Coming towards the results of these observation, first of all, for the fully autonomy scenario, when the AI acted independently, people blamed the operator more. For example, the operator shouldn't have relied entirely on AI. So here the operator is blamed more. For no autonomy, when the human controlled everything, people blame the developer more. For example, the developer didn't design the system properly. And now trustworthiness rating, trust in the AI and developer dropped significantly in failure scenarios. Human operators were trusted more even when they were partly to be blamed. And example preferences, mechanist explanation were the most popular across all failure scenarios. Impact of locus of control. People with an internal LOC believe they control their outcomes and blame the operator more. People with an external LOC believing outcomes are outside their control blame developers more. So this from this experiment we got this result that the thinking and the psychology of people vary according to the um, levels of autonomy in the AI system. And figure 4, we can see that mean responsibility for agent for participants with high internal or external locus of control. The error bars represent standard error of the mean. And we can see that for operator, the mean responsibility is more in terms of internal LOC, and for AI it's being like not that much, and it totally depend upon different scenarios. Similarly, for the external LOC, we can say that here also the operator is blamed more as compared to the AI or the developer. So by this experiment, we can easily understand this scenario. Now, some of the limitations that this research also involves are, first of all, sample bias. Sample bias explains like this is limited to North American university students on laws integration due to uncertainty. This study has been performed in only one North American region and one university, so the thinking of the people in global perspective is different. Now, missing roles, the second one, decision makers and manufacturers, those person or those bodies which make the decisions or which are directly involved in these AI interactions are being missed. Here only students are taken. And for the future work, broader demographic and diverse scenarios can also be included. and locus of control, believing the people could control their outcomes, but a lot of psychological factors are also involved when dealing with this kind of scenario. Coming towards the conclusion of this article, or the key insight from both experiment, first of all we can say that overlapping responsibility. Participants often assigned overlapping blame to AI developers and operators, leading to illogical distribution or over-reactivity. Second is the role of autonomy. The more control AI had, the more responsible participant assigned to the operator. And trust shifts. Trust in AI depends on success or failure, but operator retained higher trust levels even in failures. If AI fails, still the operator is being blamed low. And explanation matters. Functional explanation are preferred for success, what the AI was designed to do, and mechanist explanation are preferred for failure, how the AI works. Responsibility and trust vary with autonomy and performance. Explainability and training are key for appropriate trust. Insights improve collaboration in human AI systems. So that's all from my presentation. I hope so. I have addressed the key points of this article. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time.